Hello and welcome, my name's Jessica Rose. In this short video, I'm going to show you how to make moulds for your metal clay jewellery. So let's have a look at how to make a mould. So I have two little pots here. One has a blue part of moulding compound in, and it has a little blue dot to make sure I put the correct lid on. And one of them is white, and you can get these in different brands. This is a Japanese brand. I don't actually know the name of a brand, but it has Japanese writing on and it's from a metal clay supplier. There's also Siligum and some other different brands that do similar things. So I'm going to take about a pea-sized amount of each, and I'm just going to place it like a little ball onto my playing cards. And I want to really make sure I don't mix the two pots. So you can see I've already got a bit in there. So that's what I want to try and avoid doing. It's fine for now because we're going to use them, but if you get any in your pot, make sure you take it out. So I'm just making them a ball to make sure they're the same size. I think they're roughly the same size. I might add a teeny tiny bit more to the blue. And what I'm going to do is I've got some things that I'd like to make moulds of here, some general like household items that I might want to have a play with making in solid silver. So I'm going to mix the two together, and I'm going to be quite rigorous with my kneading of the piece. So you can see here I've got this sort of marble effect. That's what I don't want. I don't want to leave it at a marble effect. I'm going for a uniform colour. So I'm going to keep mixing until I can see no marbling at all. And I want to be fairly quick because as soon as the compounds start to come together, they start to set. This will take a good sort of 2 to 5 minutes to set. So I have a bit of time, but I don't want to use that time up by sort of, not being speedy. So now that I've got this lovely uniform colour, I'm going to roll it into a ball. And a common mistake is just using far too much of this stuff. You don't actually need a lot to get a good mould. So let's start with our little shell. And you could actually use a genuine shell. It would give a really nice detail and pattern. So I'm just going to place it on top and go down gently. I want to make sure I don't go so far down that I'm going to make a hole the other side. And I want to make sure that, depending on what I'm going to make with this piece, do I need to gently edge the sides up or do I want to make them nice and flat? I think I want to make them nice and flat so it's very easy to access. So I don't want this kind of bubbling around the edge. But other than that, I'm really happy with it. So I'm just going to leave that for about 2 minutes and it will set and go rubber. And what I can do is come back to it in a minute, and if I put my fingernail in, if the fingernail stays, it means it's not set yet, it needs a bit more time. But if it bounces off and it's not there, then it means it's set. So let's have a go with another one. I'm just going to put that one to the side, and I do them on playing cards because it just makes it very easy to move it around. But you could put it on anything really, anything you feel comfortable with. So I'm going to do a little bit of the sword one next. So exactly the same. So I'll just sit down for an afternoon and just, have a play with bits around the house or things that I've collected, and get some really nice textures, get some really nice moulds. So I'm happy those two are similar size, so I can go ahead and mix them together. It's very satisfying to be able to make your own moulds. And obviously we use these for jewelry making. Mostly we use them for silver metal clay, but you could use them for anything. You could put bits of resin in, you could use them for polymer clay, like Fimo type jewelry. Once you know how to make the moulds, it's entirely up to you. So I'm just going to then roll my ball. So because this is kind of a different shape, I am going to start giving myself a hand by just patting down roughly the shape that I am sort of going for, because I do want to make sure I've got enough room for it. And then I'm just going to place it down. I know it's going to go out a bit, so I'm going to have enough. And again, I don't want really these big bulges coming up because they're going to be harder to work with later. So I'm just going to pat those down. So I don't have the end of my sword. I might have needed a little bit more for this one if I wanted to get the end in, but I'm just going to go with it. It's still a nice little texture and pattern. If you're unhappy, you can obviously take it up again. Round here I can see it's come out a bit, so I'm just going to adjust that in. Lovely, and then I'm going to leave that one there. So let's have one last go with one more. I'm going to do that cute little bird, I think. So again, it's a slightly larger one, so I'm going to go for a little bit more. But you don't want to be wasteful with this stuff. It's very easy to get a huge chunk out and then feel like, oh, I really didn't need so much. Okay, it's pretty close, a little bit more of the white, and I'm happy to go ahead and mix. So you can see it's a lot of fun, very easy to do. Our first one should be ready soon, so I'll be able to show you that. And yeah, it's great to just have like a whole box full of molds that you can use and get creative with. And if you're making collections of jewelry, it's really nice because you can start with one element and kind of use it for necklaces, earrings, bracelets, rings, whatever you like. All right, let's give this one a go. So again, I'm going to try and like emulate the shape just a little bit to begin with to give myself a head start. And I'll push this little bird in. It's very cute. I don't want to go so far that it goes all the way through, so I might need to build it up around the edges just to get the pattern that I want. But I'm pretty happy with that, so I'm just gonna leave that one to dry. So if we come back to our original, hopefully I can pull it out. Still, it's not 100% set, but I just want to show you. There we go. Now we have this beautiful mold which we can push anything into, and it will stay. You know, it's a bit of plastic now, it's going to stay forever. We can use it as many times as we like. I'll see if I can also take out, I wouldn't normally take them out just yet, but I just want to show you the effect. That was the sword one, and let's have a go with the little birdie as well. So yeah, I'd highly recommend leaving them in until they're set and then pushing them out. But just for the sake of the video, I kind of just want to show you the sort of effect you can expect. There we go. A little bird. So we've got a little bird, little sort of amulet, sword pattern, and a little shell. And you can do this with absolutely anything you like. Some natural shells from the beach, textures, the edges of picture frames. You'll start to see texture everywhere. So best of luck with your mold making and your jewelry making, and I will see you on another video very soon. Bye for now.